Alright, so this is the moment I've been waiting on. The multiplayer prototype is complete. Well, as complete as a prototype can be. So right here, on the first launch of the game, we have the ability to set up your player profile with player options such as name and an avatar. And in this case, I'm just going to choose my name, Robert, and I'm going to keep the Big Top Industries logo. And right now I'm demonstrating the fact that the save game function works. So when you first launch the game, you get the pop-up to enter your information. We could make this anything from a login screen with an email and a password. We could make it just a username. We could make it whatever we want to. But as soon as the player enters it for the first time, it's saved to a save game object. Then anytime we start the game after that, they will go directly to the main menu. As you can see down here in the bottom right hand corner, we do have Steam integration working. We do have multiple options here in our main menu. We have the ability to host a game, find a game, options, and of course quit. If we click on options here, we can see that our previously set values for our avatar and our name are still present. Here in the host game setup, we have the ability to enter a server name. The server name field has a pre-populated with hint text message, in this case, my awesome server. We have the maximum number of players that are eligible to be in a server. The minimum is 2, the maximum in this case is 10. We can choose either LAN or online. And the back button, of course, goes back to the main menu. The accept button will not be enabled until you enter a server name. We have a loading screen, and then we load into our lobby level, where the players can interact with each other before the game is actually launched. Here in our lobby menu, you can see that we have the ability to start the session. We have game settings, we have select character, and we have leave lobby. We can also press T to toggle the menus. By default, when the players launch into the lobby menu, they have no selected character. So it's kind of like a spectator mode. If the player selects character, it will then spawn into the world using a random spawn point, then the player can walk around the lobby map. Here in the game settings, we have the ability to change the active map and the amount of time for each map. The time doesn't really do anything yet, it's just there for the visualization, but it could be implemented pretty easily. In our select character screen, when we hover over, we can choose either one of these characters with their thumbnail, either Greystone or FaZe in this case. The player can also unselect a character and go back to the default pawn. If a character is selected, such as Greystone, no other player will be able to select that character, unless it is unselected first by the previous party. There is some lagging going on here because of the recording software, but I assure you it is not that way in-game. Now that we have a character selected, and seeing as we are the only character currently in the party, we can press Start Session to load us into the pre-selected map. Here we can run around and test game chat, do whatever we want to do. We've successfully hosted a game, now let's see if we can find a game. On the right hand side of the screen here, I've pulled up an overlay showing what my sister sees 800 miles away on her computer. She's going to host a game, and I'm going to attempt to join it. I have successfully joined the lobby. As you can see on the right hand side of the screen, we have the host and myself in the not ready status. When you are a client and not the host, you don't have the ability to edit game settings or start the session. You can toggle ready and change characters or leave the lobby. We also have here the lobby chat, and with my sister's screen pulled up, we can see when she sends a message, it is replicated to my screen as well. And when I, of course, as the client, send a message back, it is replicated to her screen as well. We can see here she edits game settings. The updated options are reflected in the client in the example of the night map and the time being changed to 30 minutes. You can see here that because my sister has already selected FaZe, it is grayed out for me and I can only select Greystone. Now that we both have characters selected and the game options are set, my sister can now press Start Session, as she is the host, to load us into the game world. Here you can see we have both been loaded into the selected map, and we can run around. We can also test the in-game chat, which will be replicated to the client and the server. Back in our main menu, I'm going to host a game this time. And I'm going to have my sister join, and then I'm going to show off the kick functionality. So when a player is in the party, if we wish to kick them from the party, we can. We must first, of course, select characters, and when the kicked player is kicked, their selected character will be reset to being selectable by other players. Here in the kick player menu, there's only one option, of course, and if I click, she will be kicked. And as we can see on her screen, she's been returned to the main menu. Now, if she rejoins the game while I'm still inside the kick menu, the menu will update properly and repopulate, just in case we have a player that wants to rejoin the game, even though we kick them. And when she rejoins the lobby, we can see she reappears in the kick list. We could, of course, implement some kind of blocking feature, but that's outside the scope of this prototype. Now that we both have characters selected and the game options are set, I can load into the day map this time and we can run around, test game chat, or do whatever the other game rules say. Thanks for watching. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'll see you tomorrow.